Hello, welcome to the 2018 fall semester at SRJC. My name is Tim Melvin and I'm going to be your instructor in Math 15, Elementary Statistics. And since this is a hybrid class and we don't meet the first semester, I figured it'd be nice to make a short video for you to go over the course webpage on Canvas, the basics, and kind of the setup for this course, how it's going to work. So this might be a little different than a previous course of yours due to the hybrid nature. Okay, so I'm looking at the Canvas course. So you definitely want to get to the course Canvas page. This is where I'm going to post all course documents. You have online homework, the electronic textbook, and so on. So notice at the very top, January 19th is our first assignment. It's a little short syllabus quiz. Hopefully it's not too difficult. I want you to kind of look through the syllabus, do the quiz. You can do this unlimited times up until midnight of January 19th. And that syllabus is going to be on the second tab right here under syllabus. Make it a little bit bigger. I want to go over just some important points right now with you guys. I think the best way to reach me is email, tmelvin@santarosa.edu. Office hours listed right here. So you do not need to make an appointment for office hours. This is drop-in time. This is time for you and all my other students to come by and ask any questions on the course material or whatnot. If I do cancel an office hours, I will message you through Canvas. I send messages through Canvas. So I'll let you know if I do have to cancel any office hours. If you can't make these office hours and you have a question, a test is coming up, an assignment, you don't understand something about a lecture, whatever it may be, send me an email or talk to me during class. I'm confident we could set up a time to meet outside office hours if you can't make this because of job, other classes, or whatnot. But these office hours are set aside for you guys. All right, textbook is Statistics, Unlocking the Power of Data. It's 5 locks, basically, a family of statisticians. Talk about that more in a little bit. Technology, you do not need a fancy calculator. In fact, I'm probably not going to use a calculator at all throughout the class. We're meeting in the computer lab once a week, and I'm going to I focus this class built around software programs. And WileyPLUS is our online homework that you do have to pay for. Everything else is free, so no other cost except the WileyPLUS homework, which includes the textbook. For grading, just want to point out midterms and final is 73% of your grade. Online homework group project is worth 27%. So if you're exam phobic, you've got almost 30% of your grade that you could work on basically at home. And actually I have a typo. I need to delete this. There's not going to be any in-class quizzes this semester. There's going to be 3 midterms and 1 final. I put tentative dates. These occasionally do change, but I'll let you know at least a week in advance if I have to change a test date. But mark your calendars, Tuesday, February 27th. I'll try to stick with that schedule. That's going to be our first midterm. All right, I've got a little warning here on the hybrid section. I think you should plan to spend more time with this class than less because it's hybrid. Normally in a standard stats, we meet 4 hours a week. For this, we only meet 2. So we're not going to be doing as much lecturing. I'm assuming you're going to have to learn the material the first time through via videos, reading the textbook, and then we'll come in class and hopefully I can answer any questions you have on the material, and we'll be doing more activities. So based on the reading you've already done, kind of solidify it with either group activities or individual activities and whatnot in class. The homework I'm going to talk about more so in a second, the online homework. It's the WileyPLUS system. Essentially, there's going to be assignments due every midnight, before midnight, Monday and Wednesday. So I decided to keep that, so maybe you'll be working on stats at least 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But really, realistically, you could work on it whenever you want. Just these are going to be the due dates, generally Monday and Wednesday. And for the reading checks, I'll show you guys this preview in a second, but I want to point out the reading checks, don't think of it like a standard homework. It's kind of like you're learning the material the first time. So you get 4 attempts per problem. If you miss 3 times, you could click a button to show the detailed solution for the problem, and you still get 80% of a credit just by typing in the answer. So I want low stakes on these reading checks. You're learning the material basically the first time on your own. So you can't do worse than a B if you're trying, essentially. And then if you don't get it, any questions that you missed 3 times and had to get that help, hopefully we could go over that, in the next class or office hours or tutoring or whatnot. There will be one group project. I'll give you details about that, hopefully about a third way through the semester. Okay, so the rest of this are kind of the basics, what we're learning. Don't forget, I do want you to do that syllabus quiz before midnight on Friday, January 19th. That is before we meet class. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about is our WileyPLUS. So at the top of our Canvas page, click here to access e-textbook. I'm going to click that. And this will look like just what you're going to see when you click on here. And sorry, it's cut off right here, but we have terms of service. Sell your soul to Wiley. Okay, so when this comes up, if you've already purchased the book or access, you already have it, that's fine. But if you haven't done anything yet, I would suggest going to the bottom and click on the 14-day grace period. There's nothing wrong with this. Even if you're enrolled in the class, maybe you're not sure about the hybrid class, you're checking other sections, you get 14 days free. And at the end of this grace period, you're going to have to pay. They'll give you a warning, but you don't lose any work. So if you forget to pay for a day or two, you will have your work there. So if you haven't purchased yet, I'd suggest doing this. Another question I've gotten a lot is students ask me, do you actually need the physical copy of the textbook? And no, you do not need to buy a physical copy of the textbook. This option right over here on the right, online only, includes online version of the book. So if you don't mind reading your textbook through your device, your computer, a tablet, laptop, whatnot, you could go with this lowest cost option, and then you would lose access to that book at the end of the semester, but that's probably okay. If you're like me and you like having a physical copy of the textbook, then you want to go with one of these options over here. Or there are a couple of copies of the textbook at our library for reserve, but you can't take them from the library, unfortunately. So your 2 options are $80, get you everything you need for the class, but you have to read the textbook online on your computer or laptop. Or the $110 would be the cheapest option to actually get a loose leaf copy if you want a physical copy of the textbook. Okay, I wanted to give you a preview of what this looks like. So I'm going to close this out. All right, I'm going to leave student view, so it's going to look a little different on the Canvas page. It'll be through my perspective as the instructor. So if you click access to the e-textbook, and once you go through the registration, you'll have access. And chapter 1, collecting data, you can move throughout the textbook here, click a subsection. And on the left, there's all these video tutorials. Now, I actually connected most of these to the online homework. Video tutorials and video solutions, and they're pretty short, much shorter than this video. And your second assignment that's actually due also this Friday, January 19th, so before we meet, is our first reading check, chapter 1.1. So I'm going to minimize this. The chapter 1 module, this is a chapter 1 textbook, so you can get to the textbook multiple ways. And we'll do these activities in class. But I'm going to go down to the chapter 1.1 reading check. So I'm going to click on here. And notice, reminder, you have 4 attempts per problem. If you miss it 3 times, you could click a button that will give you the entire detailed solution to the problem, but then you lose 20%. All right, so I know the video is cutting off here, but here you've got your due date, January 19th, your setup, and then you go through here, and the first half of all these reading checks are going to come with the video tutorial. So I've got a learning goal. You can click on that. These are usually pretty short, done by one of the 5 authors. Talk about the learning goal of this chapter.
Diamonds, or club.
And then there's a little question that goes with that. And then there's also examples. So example 1.2, you can either open up the textbook or open up a electronic version of the textbook, read through this example, and then answer the question, or you can click on the video. So if you don't prefer reading textbooks, there's videos for a lot of these, or you could do the video. Either way is okay with me. And then at the very end, I put a couple new questions. So again, this is through me, so it's showing me the answer. But if you miss these 3 times, then there's a button down here that'll say show answer, show the entire solution, and you'll have that answer for that 20% penalty. So think of these reading checks as kind of like doing a lecture, but you actually get credit for it. And if you go through it, you get at least 80%, if not more. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to go over. So before class next week, you've got actually 3 assignments to do the syllabus quiz. Hopefully it won't take you too long. And then in chapter 1, you've got the 1.1 reading check that's due January 19th. And then 1.2, 1.3 are due January 22nd. So actually that's 4 assignments to do. So please start them as soon as possible, and let me know if you have any issues getting access to WileyPLUS, or if you have any other questions about this class. I will be available for the rest of this week. You can see me during office hours once class starts on Wednesday if you're on campus, or send me an email if you have any questions. And I look forward to meeting you guys next Tuesday.